Hot crypto news today. XRP ETF is launching in the US. OnlyFans is joining HBAR in a bid to purchase TikTok. And tariff retaliation continues to rock the markets. Bitcoin is trying to hold to the 80K level, but a new threat is coming up now that could actually be more damaging and really crush the price. And no, I'm not talking about the death cross that has just been printed on the charts. I'm gonna explain. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner with myself, OJ, crypto analyst and investor for the last 10 years. Now, in today's episode, we're going to talk about some of the top headlines, including the XRP ETF, which is launching today in the US. But before you get too excited, this is not a spot ETF. It is in fact a leveraged ETF. It's called the Ethereum 2x Long Daily XRP ETF. It will make its debut today, and it is the first US ETF linked to the performance of XRP. The XRP army is of course overjoyed, and this could really open the door to a spot ETF further down the line, possibly next year. I don't really expect this to happen this year, but definitely the talks about XRP ETF have been going for quite some time now, so sooner or later we are going to see a spot XRP ETF, and this is going to definitely be a catalyst for the price of XRP. Tim Stokely, the founder of OnlyFans, is now partnered with the HBAR Foundation to submit a bid to acquire TikTok. It's actually competing also with Amazon, which placed a last-minute offer. These bids were submitted by April the 5th to the White House, and as of right now, they're still being under review. Now, as you are very well aware, markets are crashing following the announcements of tariffs by Trump last week, and this week the saga continues. We're seeing a lot of drops again. This Monday opened with a massive drop of the stock market. Bitcoin actually went ahead, and on Sunday we saw the biggest drop in Bitcoin. It went way below the 80K level, which was a key support level, and Bitcoin quickly returned to the 80,000, but right now it's plunging below it again. As of right now, it is trading at 78,200 and it is hovering around the 80K level. XRP and Dogecoin surged by 10% in the last couple of days, dragging the top 20 crypto by market cap up nearly 9% in the process. But the bigger picture is more sobering. The total crypto market cap has lost $1.2 trillion since December, now down 30% from its peak, thanks to escalating tariff tensions and macroeconomic uncertainty. Monday's sell-off wiped out over $1.2 billion in crypto futures, but the stock market experienced an even worse crash. S&P 500 had its largest intraday point swing ever, falling more than 1,700 points during its session low before recovering. The S&P 500 briefly entered a bear market territory during the session, marking a roughly 18% drop from its recent high. And this comes after the S&P 500 already lost $4 trillion in market value over the course of last week since the tariff announcement last Wednesday. And besides that, Trump is not done with the tariffs. China announced yesterday that they will fight with retaliation, raising their tariffs on USA, and Trump's response was to add another 50% on China if they don't roll back theirs. Now, Bitcoin is still holding better than the stock market. Bitcoin's dominance actually rocked to 64%, while altcoins' dominance dropped below its 2023 lows. Some alts have dropped to a 5-year low, like Ether for instance, which traded as low as $1,415, losing nearly 15% in a day, a level first reached in 2018, that's 7 years ago. And right now, Ether is trading around 1,550, which was its price back in 2021. This means that long-term Ethereum holders are now at 0% profit over the last 4 years. How is that for an investment? And that's not all. Just look at that. Ethereum against Bitcoin. Over the last 3 months, it's lost 44%. Over the last 6 months, it's nearly 50% down. Over the last year, 1 year, 61% loss in value against Bitcoin. And the worst part, over the course of the last 3 years, Ethereum has dropped 74% in value against Bitcoin. So if you're holding Ethereum, you have to ask yourself, why are you holding a losing asset? I mean, the point of investing is to make money, right? And the point of holding an altcoin is to make a profit. So if you're going to be holding any coin over Bitcoin, the reason should be that this coin has to outperform Bitcoin. Otherwise, just hold Bitcoin. And if Ethereum is underperforming so badly, 3 years, 74% loss, there is no reason to be holding any coin that is not outperforming Bitcoin, because of course Bitcoin is the king of crypto. Bitcoin is the safest, it is the most decentralized coin of all of them, so there is no reason to be holding any other token over Bitcoin unless it's outperforming, and Ethereum clearly isn't. Now, Solana has been the other most popular token to hold during this bull cycle. It is performing better than Ether, but it also had a massive drop. Briefly, it went below the $100 mark, and that returned to levels first seen in 2021. It's recovering slowly, now trading around $110, $108 as of right now, which was last seen over a year ago, in January, February of 2024, meaning that it's erased all of its gains over the past year. Bitcoin in the meantime is at 80,000 or 79, 78,000, which are still levels that are much higher than what the price used to be a year ago. Then again, if you're holding Solana, you're actually losing against Bitcoin. There is no reason to be holding any altcoin right now with Bitcoin dominance over 60%. Outs are getting completely trashed. This is a time to be accumulating outs on the cheap, on the low, but it's definitely not a good time to be holding outs that you purchased over a year ago, because as you see, you've erased all of your gains. This comes back to my point of trading rather than holding, trading rather than investing in altcoins. Bitcoin is pretty much the only crypto that you can invest in for the long term. Altcoins, you have to trade them, guys, and this is why I'm posting all of my videos with technical analysis and all of my newsletters. My newsletter is free, by the way. If you're not yet subscribed, grab the link from the description below, or you can scan this QR code. Now, onto the topic of the massive death cross that we are seeing now on the chart of Bitcoin. This is the daily chart, and we're talking about the 50th moving average crossing on the downside with the 200 moving average. This is typically known as a death cross. It is a very bearish signal. However, this is not really the big news, because in the past couple of years, we've seen two death crosses on the Bitcoin chart, just like this one here. And both of these have coincided with market bottoms rather than market tops, meaning that the price actually started going up soon after the death cross. This is the death cross back in 2024. This was back in August, and very soon after that we actually made a double bottom here, and very soon after that we started a very massive recovery, a very big pump in the price. And this is the previous time we saw a death cross on the daily chart. This was back in September 2023. This actually perfectly coincided with a market bottom here, and from there, and this is a local market bottom, of course, I'm not talking about a cycle bottom or anything like that, but very soon after that, pretty much the next day, we started seeing a pump in Bitcoin. So today the price is responding negatively. Of course, we saw Bitcoin drop from 81,000 to 78 right now. I'm expecting that we could probably drop to 77. I even hope to drop to 75, because this is where I have some orders placed that didn't get hit over the last couple of days. So I'm hoping for cheap Bitcoin, but quite frankly, I don't think this is the bad news. I don't think this is what's going to crash the Bitcoin price. Something that is actually really bad, and this is how I started the video, so I'm gonna close it with this news, is what if the US government knows who Satoshi is, who created Bitcoin, and they just don't want to reveal it? Well, crypto attorney James A. Murphy, known online as Meta Lawman, has filed a lawsuit now against the Department of Homeland Security, demanding that they release records potentially revealing the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. The lawsuit, initiated under the Freedom of Information Act, seeks to reveal any records or documentation that the DHS may have concerning claims made by Special Agent Rana Saud during a 2019 conference where she alleged that the agency had interviewed individuals connected to the creation of Bitcoin. He hopes that the DHS secretary will choose to release the requested information voluntarily, but he also stated that if the agency resists disclosure, he will pursue the case to its conclusion to solve the mystery. This lawsuit was filed in the US District Court for Columbia District, and it claims that the DHS has ignored multiple requests under the Freedom of the Information Act related to a 2019 interview in which Special Agent Rana Sood allegedly claimed to know Satoshi Nakamoto's identity. According to Murphy's filing, Sood said that agents had met with 4 individuals in California who were involved in Bitcoin's creation, a bold assertion with profound implications. With billions of dollars flowing into spot Bitcoin ETFs and federal interest in establishing strategic crypto reserves, Murphy argues that transparency around Bitcoin's origins is in the public interest. The timing is notable. President Trump recently signed an executive order to create a federal Bitcoin reserve akin to Fort Knox, composed of seized crypto assets. Murphy is urging DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to voluntarily release the information. So what could the implication of this be? And why am I saying that this could actually really crush Bitcoin? Well, Satoshi Nakamoto being unknown is possibly the best thing for Bitcoin, and I would argue not possibly, but definitely the best thing for Bitcoin. All of the altcoins are pretty much centralized, even the ones that claim to be decentralized. They always have a key developer, a CEO, some of them. They always have that one person that is actually the face. Take Ethereum, for instance. Vitalik Buterin is definitely the face of Ethereum. Brad Garlinghouse is definitely the face of XRP. Charles Hoskinson is definitely the face of ADA, Cardano. So if anyone wants to attack these projects, they can simply attack these individuals. They can take the whole development team to a court case. We saw what happened with XRP during the lawsuit from SEC. So these are the kind of things that could really crush a coin. So having a known developer, having a big personality being the front person of any token is not a good thing. It could be a good thing in the short term because, if the person's popularity rating is quite high, this could be beneficial, but it's also opening the door to any kind of mishaps and any kind of, negative sentiment turning against that person, therefore turning against the project itself. Elon Musk and Tesla is a very good example. So the last thing we want for Bitcoin is to reveal the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. I know that everyone actually wants to know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, but trust me, having that being a public knowledge is not going to be good for the price of Bitcoin. It could actually completely destroy Bitcoin. Therefore, I really hope that this case doesn't go anywhere, and even if it goes anywhere, I really hope that the identity of Satoshi does not get revealed in the process. This is everything from me. Let me know, what do you think, guys? Do you agree with this take, or do you actually feel that knowing Satoshi Nakamoto's identity is going to be beneficial? I'm curious to know. Drop a comment, let me know. And before I leave you guys, a quick reminder to always keep your coins in your own self-custodial storage. I travel right now, I'm in Buenos Aires, and I travel with all of these cold wallets. I have here OneKey Pro, I have OneKey Classic, I have Tangem, I have Bitbox, this is the Tangem Ring as well. There are all kinds of wallets, they come in all kinds of shapes and sizes and everything, so you have plenty to choose from. I have a free PDF where you can see all of the reviews that I've done over the years from all of the different brands and everything. I've reviewed all of the top wallets currently on the market. So you can go through that PDF, download it. The link is in the description below, or you can scan this QR code as well and download this free ebook and just go through the reviews. Pick the one that seems to be right for you. It doesn't matter which one. My personal preference right now is for OneKey Pro, but I also like the OneKey Classic. I like the Tangem. All of the wallets right now are really secure and everything, so it really comes down to price and size and format, whichever you like, it's up to you. But definitely, guys, make sure that even if you hold just $1,000 in crypto, put it in a cold wallet, self-custodial cold wallet, because Custodial wallets have the right to freeze your account. They can force you to go through all kinds of identification and proof of ownership and proof of purchase and all of these things, and make it difficult for you. I know people, I have customers who actually use my services to help them with these things. So I know a lot of terrible stories that happen to people with even Coinbase, such a big wallet provider. They can freeze your account for months and months. One of my actually clients is still dealing with them after a year, and he cannot get access to his accounts because they're frozen. So definitely, guys, make sure to keep your coins in a cold wallet, not to mention all the hacks. I mean, many people are keeping their coins on exchanges, but if you're not trading these coins this week or next week, then move them out of the exchange, put them in your cold wallet, and then when you need to trade them again, bring them back in. The fees are not that high. You better pay, $1 or $2 fee for the transfer than just risking your coins getting stolen from a hack or anything like that. So this is everything. Thanks for staying until the end of the video. And while you're here, just pick another one and I'm gonna see you there.